I just want to talk about toxic positivity for just a moment today. Sometimes it's hard for us to continue to like call out people for their wrongdoing, to continue to distance ourselves from things that are not healthy for us, toxic situations, environments, people, etc. Because we have a lot of programming of toxic positivity. We have a lot of programming of, you have to just kind of make sure like everything's okay, like you can never feel, you can never, say that you're not feeling good. You can never say that these things are hurting you. Someone particular is hurting you. A lot of us have kind of even grew up in situations like that where we were not allowed to talk about negative things that happen in our family. What stays in the house, what goes on in the house stays in the house, and all that kind of stuff. And all of that brings us to this point when we get older, in our latter days, or midlife or whatever. And if you have not been raised to be open or to express how you feel, if you did not have that leeway as a child and as a teen coming up, then when you get older, it's definitely easy for you sometimes to fall back into those patterns and situations that are not healthy for you, because you don't know how to express your feelings. You don't know how to sit with and be comfortable with the fact that you are not comfortable with something, if that makes sense. Like, we want to just kind of maintain a homeostasis of everything's okay, everybody on the job is nice. And, we want to kind of like live in this little fake world, like everything is copacetic when it's actually not. And I think a lot of that goes into like the statements and things that we say or we hear growing up, like what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Oh, forgive and forget. Like all these different types of things that we are taught, and it's kind of like pressed into our head over and over and over again, when we are not raised in an environment where we are allowed to like feel our feelings, where we're allowed to express our feelings, all those types of things. And then somebody gets up and they're, like 30, 25, 30, 40, and you're like, oh, why is this person in a bad relationship? Oh, why does this person keep going back to the abusive spouse? Like, because all these things were fed into our head when we were young and coming up of forgive and forget. Like in a normal sense, you would say, okay, well, if somebody is abusing you or, being evil towards you, then you would think that we would separate from that. But if you've been conditioned your whole life to forgive and forget, and usually people who do bad things to us, people who are not healthy for us, are the first ones to come. They apologize, they cry, they do this, they do that. Oh, they'll never do it again. Or, oh, I didn't understand. I didn't know that what I said was wrong. That type of thing. You'll especially see that a lot in a work situation where people say they didn't know certain things were wrong. They didn't know what they said was out of pocket completely. And we have been taught to forgive and forget and move on. And that's why we find ourselves kind of stuck in these situations, in these environments that are not healthy for us. And we're wondering why. Because it's been drilled into our brain like for decades, that we should do these things. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So if you're going through something, if you are amongst people who do not value you, who do not appreciate you, who continuously put you in situations where you are the one that's always overextending yourself, then you're like, well, I can handle it. It didn't kill me. I can do a little bit more. I can stretch myself a little bit thinner. All these things are kind of going on subconsciously in our mind because we have been conditioned this way for years, that what doesn't kill us makes us stronger. But indeed, it can kill you. Indeed. You can develop, different illnesses and different things like that thrive off of us being in a high stress situation, thrive off of us being always on the edge, always at our max, like always kind of maxed out and stressed out. Certain illnesses and different things thrive off of that. So yeah, what does not actually kill you right this minute can kill you a little bit later down the road. And it's definitely not making you stronger if you are always like at your max, if you're always in a toxic situation, if you're always having to argue with a spouse, having to argue with different people in the family unit, all those types of things, if you're always in a high stress situation. So yeah, what doesn't kill you now may kill you later. So we definitely have to like be mindful of that and be okay with the fact of, when I'm not okay with something, that's okay. When I'm setting a boundary regarding something, that's okay. And don't a lot of times we'll set it for a little while, and then, we start feeling bad, and we start, and people start trying to come around to your nice side and all these different things. But we have to know within ourselves that we are not negative, we are not bad, we are not evil, just because we choose to distance ourselves from something that is not productive for us and to us. And we have to keep that, hold on to that, and not feel bad about that. You have to hold that feeling, because how am I going to have something or someone that values me? How am I going to be in an environment of people who value me, have friends that value me, have people around me, maybe they're not blood family, but they are my chosen family, people that value me around me, if I'm still holding on to and I'm still feeling guilty about separating from people who did not value me? So all of those things are always in play. Another one I hate with my entire soul is forgive and forget. I hate it with my, all of my being hates it, because am I supposed to just like forgive the snake for biting me? Like, is the snake no longer is the snake no longer poisonous just because I forgave it? So I'm just supposed to forget what happened and next time get bit again and die? Like, is that what's supposed to happen? And honestly, like, that is exactly how it is a lot of times when we are around people and situations that are poisonous to us in a sense.